get into the topic without wasting any time. Number 11. An extra puff of power. You might not believe it, but grunting is a great power booster. A research study shows that grunters hit their ground strokes 3.8% faster than those who stay silent. Interestingly enough, this energy bonus is even sweeter when serving. The noisemakers serve 4.9% faster than the silent players. Some players struggle with timing everything up, and this is one way to get it aligned properly. To generate extra power during a shot, each and every tennis player does it, some willingly while others unknowingly. Number 10. The distraction of the opponent. The additional sound, often too loud, made during hitting a hard stroke plays a key role to dislocate the focus of the opponent player. Tennis, more than any other sports, demands a fair amount of silent ambiance so that the players can listen to the sound of the racket and also maintain their focus. But a loud sound in between a silent and tense situation can do enough to disrupt the brilliant and well-settled tempo of the opponent. Now this gives us a fair idea as to why some people consider grunting as cheating. Number 9. Inaudibility of the sound of racket. If the player standing on either side of the net is grunting loudly, an opponent can't hear the sound of the ball on the racket. It directly affects his ability to judge the shot. One study suggested that players take 30 milliseconds longer to react. That might not sound like much, but in an intense tennis game, this can be the difference between winning and losing, and moreover, in that time the ball has probably traveled around half a meter through the air. Number 8. Confusing the opponent by shouting loud and hitting slow. Tricky tennis stars use their grunting as a false start to confuse their opponents, and here the whole game lies. Some players hit it slow but grunt in a much resounding way so that their opponents misjudge the speed of the shot and hence produce an imperfect reaction. Even professional tennis stars admit this, as Caroline Wozniacki once said, "If you grunt really loudly, your opponent cannot hear how you hit the ball. Because the grunt is so loud, you think the ball is coming fast and suddenly the ball just goes slowly." Number 7. Releasing tension. Grunting allows for a psychological and physiological release of tension, and it's not our words, but the saying of Bollettieri. The Nick Bollettieri Academy in Florida is the epicenter of this strategy of venting out pressure and anxiety in form of a vocal explosion. It's not completely incorrect, since our emotional overwhelming and stress get relieved to some extent while letting out a massive grunt. Number 6. Improving rhythm. During long rallies, rhythm is very important for tennis players. A player must do a lot of different things right to keep up with their opponent. It might not seem like that big of a deal, but moaning and grunting during the point help with that. It allows the player to remember when to exhale and how to set up for a possible return shot. Tennis is a lot about repetition, muscle memory, and more. Some players feel like they simply can't play at a high level without moaning and grunting, so it's quite natural to grunt, at least to some tennis stars. Number 5. Breathing. Once a player starts to understand the importance of exhaling at the right time, they might not even realize that they are making a loud sound when they hit the ball. It just becomes part of muscle memory, and it needs to be pointed out to them that they are making as loud of a sound as they are. A lot of different athletes practice inhaling and exhaling at the proper times to maximize their performance. Weightlifters are a perfect example of this. Exhaling during the strenuous part of the lift or stroke in tennis maximizes performance. Number 4. More confidence. Psychologists have suggested that grunting helps a player to flee. This is one of the most important reasons why the favorite tennis stars grunt a lot. Number 3. It's almost a habit. As a grown woman, Sharapova's grunts have exceeded 100 decibels, which might make her the loudest grunter of all time, though there is no official record. It shows that tennis players have internalized grunting from their very childhood and can't part with that. If the players are used to playing a certain way and making sounds when they hit the ball, it's nearly impossible to expect a change in their adult life. It would require complete reprogramming, and a few bad results would be instantly blamed on the change. If moaning and grunting truly need to stop in tennis, the players need to start at a young age. Number 2. It's natural. Players who justify the grunting show that they feel like it is a form of individual expression. They have so many other different things to worry about on the court that they shouldn't focus on trying to control something that they must constantly think about. Number 1. Following the tradition. Just like every other aspect of tennis, younger players look at the elites and want to emulate what they're doing. If grunters are winning Grand Slams, children and teenagers are also going to make some noise. When that generation then reaches the top of the sport, the cycle begins again. Andre Agassi and Monica Seles inspired a lot of the current generation to not be afraid to make noises when they hit the ball. Currently, players like Rafael Nadal, Maria Sharapova, and Serena Williams are influencing the next generation. This issue of grunting has even brought criticism and disrepute to several tennis celebrities. Aryna Sabalenka, the Belarusian player who lost her first round to Ashley Barty during the 2018 Australian Open. If tennis wasn't such a quiet game, all the sounds would not be that big of a deal. It's only a huge deal in tennis because the microphones pick up all sounds during a point. If basketball, football, baseball, soccer, and other major sports were played with a silent crowd and microphones very close to the action, groans would be heard throughout the game. So which reason among these 11 amazed you the most? We would love to hear your views. Do you know any other reason why tennis players grunt? Let us know in the comments section and we will pin the best comment. Don't forget to like and share this video with your friends and family. Do subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any video from us.